17, almost midnight, almost 18, August 2022, Saquarema City, Rio de Janeiro as unit, National State Brazil. We will move to the third part of our conversation, considering our chart. Now we can have this solution as troubleshooting that you requested. Since you evoked me, here I am. I can call you as a client because indeed I'm serving the antitrust justice CG key MOUTINHO, which is my name. We are doing a financial and economic control using research methods and methods. It means it's a research methods and it's enough. The first thing we had was the segmentation, the division, the observation as the field that we must research. We consider the function density as something which is the distribution of national power inside the global environment, and we could observe that we have a failure on it. The second movement that we did indeed was the observation and the segmentation of this area failure, which implies the function density 1 up to 197. And we could check that this value here was qualified by a macro orientation or trending as -1. If you consider that we can do and keep this regression, I will observe that the value -1 goes like this. Take a look at the board. We'll have this model here as types of association. We started with patterns, we are ending with patterns. Association -1, we will observe that the commutative property on functional notations will be something combined like this. Right? Then you only will unset the fusification by the oriented program that you have. This is a binary language because we are using the US COBOL. Now we will check that this model here will help me to understand your functional pattern. The first one was your pattern as mobilization, considering the internal dot product, the repeating decimal, and we will observe that some terms or notations inside the distribution of values associated with a conjuncture, as you can observe, will be repeated by a frequency. And considering the type of arena interest or my interest as expose myself, I will operate this as, for instance, I will get this line here, the last one, which has more signals, and I will consider the economic sector A, and if I'd like to show the density by the exponential application of my skills at this segment, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 exponent 4, which is equal, I think that is A, or A multiplied 4 times, and then I will have this as A doing the addition of terms will be like this. As you can observe, I will have the complexity of result based on the quality as operation that I do, considering the motivation or the interest that I must present. First thing that we have, of course, that for instance, if you are operating the liquidity money curve, this model here that can be applied in the same way as the complexity or density of items that you have, authentic item, you know, item fake, low quality. Money, real money, you know, things solid. You can compare with gold. Crypto, I mean, money that's not for real, kind of a rotten credit. And here we have the cryptocurrency as a movement and exponential behavior as variance. It's beyond the limits of my matrix. It means that by complementarity and doing the exclusion, only will have, if I shut all operations, I will only have cryptocurrency as pattern to cover the operation or apply at the interconnection between supply and demand or the interconnection as markets, considering banks. It means that the interconnection inside here will be, for instance, let's pick this line here, A, 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 and then I will have the behavior as exponential behavior inside my linear composition. A, 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 B, A, 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 B, B. One, two, three, four, five. They are equal. A exponent 5. 1, 2. I'm doing this with the duplicity of counting, but it's something that will help to understand that the minor term as interconnection based on the not significant or the minimum square model, ordinary model, will be more relevant as the exponential operative pattern than my term or notation as itself. Let's pick this line here. We will observe all things considering all elements. I will have my first corrosive argument doing the interconnection, and the total will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, I will have 2. And there I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More density, and here I'm considering that the A is equal to B. If I continue, I will have equal to C. And this movement will be kind of something almost without something constant in a situation like this. It's like, for instance, the drug dependence, that will interconnect the corrosive arguments on your investment saving curve. And to keep this, you take the integrity of the report statements you do in the same way the liquidity money. The laundry money goes by structural gaps on your monetary market, and the fake records and piracy goes by the gaps at the productive system that is unable to satisfy the needs of your consumers. And we have indeed all this situation qualified as the entire matrix -1. And for instance, you will not ask the policymaker or the Department of Economy straight. You work like the FBI do, the Interpol, the others. You will ask in a very first moment the distribution as possibility, considering the corruption of areas, and the corruption of areas will be always inside the square as conjuncture and impacting your subsidiary area. I will kick here at first, but it doesn't matter by the distribution as corruption. I can pick the value associated here, which will be the A, because I have 1 up to 6, A, which is equal to B. It's much more easy to target them and get one of them at least. My possibilities for real. And this A can be in general connected with A. Here I have my range. That will lead to the A, and I will have my model here. Now we will put qualities at our model. I will observe that I have the conjunctural corruption related with regular area or even with the criminal area, targeting the factorial behavior as interconnection that goes like this, associated with one specific driver at first. Hidden level is kind of the B that will expose the next driver, which is equal to the C, the next driver. Our pyramid, we are using the theory USA Anvil de Courtin. They are all equally guilty by corruption, considering the regular area as my first choice as application of the law. The outlaw is outlaw. But I will observe that sometimes the corrupted areas, criminal area, have my infiltrated agents. But we will not talk about this right now to do not have a big mess. Let's have things simple. And then I can observe that I did the regression by they are equally guilty by the corruption, and this corruption goes inside the area. The existence of fail is valid, and then we have the capacity as decreasement, which impact the legitimacy to operate this. Anyone reported this before? No. Have a good night.